Number 8. Number 8. Number 8. Number 8. Number 8.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning was directed by Christopher McQuarrie, once again, written by him and Eric Jenderson, and is the final installment in the Mission Impossible franchise, at least the films. A series of films that I have been quite a big fan of, especially from Ghost Protocol on, so the last 5 movies now. I've really just enjoyed it a lot and think that's like definitely one of the better action film franchises that we have these days. In this installment, Ethan Hunt and company have to put a stop to the dangerous AI known as the Entity by obtaining this thing that will help put a stop to it, and they gotta find it before the character Gabriel gets a hold of it and ends the world, basically. Like I said, big fan of these movies. I was really excited this morning when I got up knowing I was going to see it today. I was basically like Emmett in that one scene from the Lego movie.
I am so pumped up!
Super pumped, and apparently other people were too. I saw this movie at 8:35 in the morning. I like to go to morning showtimes for the most part, and it was a fairly full theater. Like, it was mostly full. A lot of people were there to go see it, which was great. Like, I thought that was great. That made me really happy. And I can confidently say that they did a really good job ending this franchise. I think this is a very good final film. I don't think it's one of the better ones, though. I'll say that as well. But it's not saying a lot because, in my opinion, like the quality of these movies has been very consistent over the last several installments, especially, and I still had a great time watching this. It wasn't as action-packed as I expected it to be, knowing that it was the last one, kind of knowing what to expect from watching the other MI films. The fact that it's nearly 3 hours long, too, I was expecting some really big action set pieces, and we do get those for sure, but not as much as I thought we would. It is actually a little slower, especially for the first 2 acts. We have a lot more time to spend with the characters, and I liked that. I thought it was a nice change of pace, literally. The movie's very well paced and also has a great sense of focus, too. It's very clear what these characters are trying to do. They're trying to put a stop to the Entity and trying to get to all that before Gabriel. Just like make sure Gabriel does not get involved in any of that. Make sure he doesn't cause problems. Even though there were maybe a couple times where I thought we could maybe speed up things a little bit. Looking back, I'm glad that it was slower in the first 2 acts because it still is not really a slow-paced movie. But the fact that it was slower, and then in the last act we get kind of more of that action set-piece stuff that I was expecting to get more so, like at the beginning as well, was great because the payoff by then was all the more better because of the slower beginning leading up to that. And some of these action scenes, man, a lot of them are just incredible. And it's funny, too. It's actually like notably funnier than what I can remember from previous movies, and my movies, I mean, because of the obvious attempts at comedy and that are like moments that are supposed to be funny, but also just it's like the ridiculousness of it, of like the fact that Tom Cruise is actually doing these things. I just wanted to laugh at certain moments because I couldn't believe he was doing these things. Tom Cruise is insane. He might actually be insane in terms of his political, religious views. Of course, we don't have to get into that.
Have you ever felt this way?
But I question if he's human at times when I'm watching these movies, especially. But it's great though, and I can remember a moment when I kind of just like gazed around my theater a little bit, like subtly, not trying to be too obvious, and was just like taking in this moment that we're actually watching this in the theater on the big screen. It was just so cool, fully just like a movie geek moment for me. And without talking about it, of course, don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen the movie, but my favorite action scene, probably my favorite one, it's more so towards the middle of the movie. It's whenever there's a moment between 2 characters nearby a treadmill, that whole sequence was great. It's cross-cut with another one as well, like 2 different scenes and locations where action is happening. It was an awesome, awesome scene. Now, the Mission Impossible movies kind of have an excuse for typically having a lot of exposition. You know, we have the scenes in all of them where Ethan reads or watches what his mission is or listens to, you know, whatever the format is, what his mission is going to be. That's obviously a huge exposition dump for him, but also for us to know what him and all of his comrades have to partake in for the movie. And that's fine, because that's the tradition of these movies. That's always going to happen. So that's okay. I don't take away points for that, if you will. But in this one, and in the first act in particular, I noticed a lot of exposition, a lot of moments where characters were just spouting out information that we, of course, need to know, and the film has to express in order to move on from scene to scene. But it just wasn't very subtle. It was extremely obvious. They also kind of do a cliche on several occasions with characters finishing each other's sentences. A lot of those scenes have characters kind of just quickly chiming in and finishing each other's sentences, kind of like, we need to cut the wire to stop the bomb from ending the world. Stuff like that, like just very quick paced dialogue, and it kind of was an eye roll for me a couple times. This is also very obviously the final installment, like because of the title, of course, yes, but even if you didn't know the title of this movie, and you didn't know what you were getting into, just watching it, you can definitely tell that this is the last one. There are a lot of nods to stuff that happens in previous movies. A character will mention someone else, and then we'll get a quick little flashback to a person or an event that happened in a previous MI movie. Like, hey, like, this is what they're talking about, in case you forgot. There was actually a character from a previous Mission Impossible movie brought back into here, which was great. By the way, I thought they were a very welcome sight. I liked how the writers utilized them. But it's just another example of like, okay, yeah, we get it that this is kind of the home stretch. But all in all, this movie really delivered on what I wanted it to be. I found it to be a very satisfying conclusion to the series, and it had a great ending too. As I was watching it, I remember thinking, it could have been better if they changed one thing, just one little thing. But I like it more now, having thought about it more. It's a very realistic ending, considering kind of what has happened and everything these characters have gone through. It's like, yeah, that's probably what they would do if they were real people in real life. So I really liked it. Overall, I would give Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning a 9.0 out of 10. Curious to know what you all think of it. I hope this one does better at the box office than Dead Reckoning did. It made a lot of money, but because it was around the time of the whole Barbenheimer phenomenon, I mean, it didn't make as much money as it probably should have. And I hope this one does. I hope it does great. I think it's really good, and I hope you all see it. But if you have seen it, let me know what you think of it. And let me know where it ranks for you in the Mission Impossible franchise if you've seen all of the movies. For me, I have it at number 5. I have it right below Rogue Nation and right above MI3. But that's all I got. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.